Today we're talking about diabetes. Millions of people around the world struggle with it, and most are told it's something they'll have forever. But many experts believe that diabetes is heavily influenced by lifestyle, meaning the way we eat, move, and live. Today we're going to explain what actually causes diabetes, why processed foods play a major role, and why whole fruit is often misunderstood. Let's break it down in a way that's simple to understand. What is diabetes? When you eat food, your body breaks it down into a type of sugar called glucose. Glucose travels through your bloodstream and is used by your cells for energy. Your body uses a hormone called insulin to move that sugar from your blood into your cells. Think of insulin like a key that unlocks the door to your cells. But with diabetes, something called insulin resistance happens. That means the key stops working well, so sugar stays in the bloodstream instead of entering the cells. Over time, blood sugar levels stay high, and that's what we call diabetes. What causes diabetes? Diabetes usually develops from a combination of lifestyle factors. One of the biggest causes is highly processed food. Examples include soda, candy, packaged snacks, white bread and refined flour, fast food. These foods break down into sugar very quickly and cause big spikes in blood sugar. Over time, the body has to release more and more insulin to handle those spikes. Eventually, the cells stop responding to insulin properly. That's insulin resistance. Another contributor is chronic inflammation, which means the body stays in a constant state of stress. This can happen when people eat diets high in fried foods, processed oils, ultra-processed snacks, foods low in nutrients. Inflammation can damage cells and interfere with how the body regulates blood sugar. Lack of movement. Movement is also extremely important. When you walk, exercise, or use your muscles, those muscles pull sugar out of the bloodstream and use it for energy. But when people sit most of the day and rarely move, sugar stays in the blood longer, which can worsen insulin resistance. Is fruit bad for diabetics? One of the biggest myths about diabetes is that fruit is bad because it contains sugar, but the truth is, not all sugar behaves the same in the body. The sugar in fruit is mostly fructose, which is processed differently than the sugars found in processed foods. Here's the important difference. Glucose versus fructose. Many processed foods contain sugars that quickly turn into glucose, which raises blood sugar rapidly and triggers a big insulin response. But the sugar in fruit, called fructose, is mostly processed in the liver instead of immediately raising blood sugar. Even more importantly, whole fruit comes packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and antioxidants. This natural combination slows down how quickly sugar is absorbed. So instead of causing a sharp spike in blood sugar, fruit is digested much more slowly. Fiber makes a huge difference. Whole fruits contain fiber, which acts like a natural brake on sugar absorption. Fiber slows digestion and helps prevent sudden blood sugar spikes. For example, apples, pears, and berries contain soluble fiber that forms a gel in the digestive system. This slows down how quickly sugar enters the bloodstream. That's why many studies show that people who eat whole fruit often have better blood sugar control than people who eat processed sugary foods. Whole fruit versus processed sugar. The real problem is processed sugar, not fruit. Examples include high fructose corn syrup, candy, sugary drinks, processed desserts. These foods contain sugar without fiber or nutrients, which means the sugar is absorbed extremely quickly. That rapid absorption puts a lot of stress on the body. Whole fruit is very different because the fiber, water, and nutrients slow everything down. Fruits that are especially helpful. Some fruits have a very low impact on blood sugar and are packed with nutrients. Examples include berries, cherries, apples, pears, kiwi. These fruits provide fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins that support overall metabolic health. Natural ways to improve blood sugar. Here are some natural lifestyle changes that may help support healthy blood sugar levels. 1. Focus on whole foods. One of the most powerful steps is removing processed foods from your diet. Instead, focus on whole foods such as leafy greens, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, pasture-raised eggs, and natural minimally processed foods. Some people follow diets inspired by natural food philosophies, such as plant-focused diets similar to approaches associated with Dr. Sebi, which emphasize whole fruits, vegetables, and eliminating processed foods. The key idea is simple. The more natural the food is, the better it tends to be for your body. 2. Low-carb or ketogenic diet. Some people improve blood sugar by following a low-carbohydrate or ketogenic diet. This means lowering carbohydrate intake and focusing on healthy fats and moderate protein. When carbs are reduced, the body begins using fat for energy instead of sugar, which can help stabilize blood sugar levels. 3. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting simply means giving your body longer breaks between meals. For example, someone might eat during an 8-hour window and fast for the remaining hours of the day. This can help lower insulin levels and give the body time to reset. 4. Move your body. Exercise is one of the most powerful ways to help control blood sugar. Even 20 minutes of walking per day can make a big difference. When muscles move, they naturally pull sugar out of the bloodstream. 5. Reduce stress. Stress releases a hormone called cortisol, which can raise blood sugar levels. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, getting good sleep, spending time outside can help the body stay balanced. Final message. Diabetes is complex, but lifestyle choices play a huge role. Many people see major improvements when they focus on whole foods, avoiding processed foods, regular movement, stress management, and despite what many people believe, whole fruit is not the enemy. In fact, when eaten as part of a balanced diet, fruit provides fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, and nutrients that support overall health. The real problem is ultra-processed foods and refined sugars, not natural whole foods. If you found this helpful, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to Fit2BFIT Lifestyle for more simple, natural health information. Stay strong. Stay healthy.